I mean, I used to get annoyed because people would always say, oh, she sounds so white, or she talks like she's white. Well, first of all, what does that sound like?
We'll never understand racism because we're not white.
If you decide you don't like black people and God ends up black, you in trouble.
They're basically saying that God made mistakes.
Racism is a learned behavior.
White people don't have to deal with that.
Like, you can ask me about my hair, but don't touch it. If you're a beautiful black woman and you can't find your mandingo, screw that. Go somewhere else. I didn't honestly get my relationship right with one of my friends for a couple years because I think you were speeding through my neighborhood.
It was me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was you.
I wasn't speeding though, just so
you
we're
wasn't
clear.
speeding.
I was not speeding.
She wasn't speeding through the neighborhood. But anyway, she was going through my neighborhood and one of my friends just called me, who's a dear friend of mine. She just called me and was like, yeah, is such and such coming to your house? Because she was going really fast through the neighborhood. And I'm like, sure.
I wasn't speeding.
How you know she coming to my house? Wait. Whose house is she coming to? And why would you think that?
Right.
So we're going to deal with multicultural relationships.
Friendships, relationships, family,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. Because in this world, I mean, we're hopefully expanding our horizons and have friends and family and relationships that are not just like us.
Exactly. I mean, we should be welcoming every culture and we should be teaching our children to love everybody.
You know what I love? Okay, so when I grew up watching Sesame Street.
Aww.
And so what I love about Sesame Street is, first of all, I thought it was so cool because they looked like they lived in a big city, like they lived in New York or something. I was like, the whole neighborhood. But everybody in the neighborhood, they were like all different cultures.
All different colors. They were like a crayon box.
Yeah, and I loved that about watching Sesame Street because, I grew up, I'm biracial. And so being able to see all the different cultures just made me feel so, I guess, included in a way.
What about when they made the Crayola box and it had all the brown shades?
Mm-hmm.
I bought that for Gracie because it had every brown shade that there was. And so I love that because it was so inclusion of the little brown girl, right? And it didn't leave out the little white girl.
Right.
It had everybody in there.
Right.
So whether you were black, white, Asian, Middle Eastern, whatever you were, Crayola represented you at that time. Mm-hmm. And I love that.
Do you think there's a difference? First of all, when people talk about race, I think I get a little annoyed when people talk about race because I feel like race is a made up thing. Ethnicity, no, but race, yes, because you can go to all the different countries of the world and you can see people that are lighter complected, darker complected. You know what I mean? Like race, but black isn't just Africa.
Right. But that's if you've traveled. Because do you know how many people in the United States don't go outside of the United States? You know how many people that live in California that have never left California or have never left Indiana or have never left one of these states? So they, this is funny when I say this, but in order to do better, you got to know better.
That's true.
They don't know any better. So they don't know that it's like taking color theory. You can't mix any color and become white.
No,
it's impossible.
We're going there.
It's impossible. So let's
true.
talk about color theory. Like, right? When you do color theory and if you take the class, white doesn't mix with every color and become white.
That's right.
So I think that we need to look at the world as one big melting pot, like your Sesame Street.
Yeah, I just want people to look at people as human beings.
Exactly.
Right, and I think that people get put into different, I remember, oh my gosh.
And judge them by the human being they are.
Right.
And the person
because there are of all different shades. There are good people, there are bad people, there are smart people, there are intelligent people, there are not so smart people. But
and as one of my friends used to tell me, Mari, stupid is forever. He said that all the time. He said, Mari, dumb is dumb, but stupid is forever. And
I remember being in college and I was in this class, I think it's a sociology class or something. and the professor was talking about different races, and she started stereotyping Black people. And she said they like to wear their shades inside. Nobody really knows why. And they play their music really loud. And they have to they tend to be really loud and boisterous.
And then the question is, who's they?
Okay, but this is what she's saying. So I was so upset. I'm a freshman in college, and she's saying this. And I raised my hand. I just kind of went off on the professor, because I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't know any of this. You're reading, I don't know where you're getting information from, but I live it. Like, I know both sides. That's what I felt like. I felt like at 18 years old, I was like the professional. And I got in trouble. I had to go to the dean's office because I spoke up about it to the teacher in front of the whole class.
But you should have, because
absolutely,
because it first of all was uncomfortable for you, and second of all, she probably didn't know what you were.
Well, it was rude. It was wrong. Right? It was wrong information.
But she probably didn't know what you were. She probably just assumed you were Black. I mean, she probably had no idea that she was going to come at her like that. She probably had no idea what you were. When I grew up, I've always had friends that were every race. I mean, it just, I can still remember my grade school friends. And I'm not going to say their names on there. One was Lynn and one was Cheryl. I'm not going to say their last names because they'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But they were my friends when I was in 4th and 5th grade. I graduated from high school with a girl named Kim, and I love that girl to this day. And we were like ride or die. Here we go. We were like Thelma and Louise. But it never bothered me. It never made me say, oh, you're friends with a white girl. I mean, I used to get annoyed because people would always say, oh, she sounds so white, or she talks like she's white. Well, first of all, what does that sound like? Is it proper English? Because I'm a little twangy, so I know I'm not always using proper English or whatever. But they would be like, yeah, she talk white, or she trying to be white. First of all, you can't try to be white, right?
I don't even know what that means.
You can't try to be white. I've always gravitated to the people that I've gravitated to.
I think it's environmental. That's what I think it is. It's more about the environment. It's more about who you grow up around. I think that is more of an indicator of how you'll grow up. Right. It's who is your circle, who is in your environment. And I think that has more of an influence.
And I'm also kind of if I walk in a room and it ain't none of me, is that room old school? Because does that even happen
But
anymore?
If you walk into a room and there's no one that's brown, any sort of ethnicity, Latina or whatever, if you walk in a room
in 2026.
But if you walk into a room but is that the person you gravitate towards? If you walk into a room and that's there's a whole bunch of, white people.
It's not always the room I gravitate to, the person I gravitate to. I'm sorry. It's not always the person I gravitate to. I think that my energy gravitates to that energy that connects with mine. I think my energy goes to that energy.
So so you need to talk a little bit more about that, because it's more about that person.
Yes, it's my energy hits this energy. One of my very best friends is a white woman. And we were pregnant together. And I remember the first day I met her. And I started laughing, and I'm like, we're going on a walk I was like, are you wearing Oprah's earrings in the park? Girl, what's wrong with you? Come on, I'm Black. We don't do that. And she's laughing. We've been the best of friends forever, for years. And we have these conversations, right? We talk about these things. We talk about things that are going on in the world and what's happening, and right now we're in a world where we're kind of let's get off of race and get on humanity. Let's not talk about the race. Let's talk about humanity. Let's talk about the way people are being treated, regardless to what they look like. Because what happens when you get to heaven if you believe in heaven? If you decide you don't like Black people and God ends up Black, you in trouble. Right? So you have to think about these things, and you have to teach these things to your children. It's my son is in a biracial relationship, and I've never in my life ever even was ooh, he better, I don't care who he marries.
Right.
I don't really care who he marries, right? As long as they love him.
That's right. They're a good person.
My daughters, as long as they love him. I remember looking at something with Serena Williams, and she said, I dated plenty of black men. I was hoping to marry one of them, but they didn't want to marry me.
Mm.
And now that she's in a marriage with somebody that loves her and adores her and she has children with, then black men wanted to get mad at her. Like, oh, she sold me out. She's a sellout. She ain't a sellout.
She just is with someone who loves her for who she is. I mean,
Right.
And we have to get to the point where we appreciate each other's differences, as long as they're like, it's productive, it's lending itself to humanity. Like, it's about love. But like the cool thing about the world is like, we have all these different experiences, like different cultures, and like, that's pretty cool. I think to learn about that. But you want everybody to be like you. That's dumb.
I think that's funny. Cause it's like, you don't want to love me, but you want to love my music.
Oh.
Like, you don't want to love me, but you want to love the way I dress.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't want to love me, but you run around in fear of God. Like, come on. There are some things we do extremely good, and there are some things that other races do extremely good. And we have to give credit where credit's due, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like the other day, somebody was like, do you like country music? Absolutely. I do like country music. You do like
country music.
I like all kind of music. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not prejudiced on the song. Like, I'm not like, oh, she's a racist because I like country music. I can go to my neighbor's house and me and her son can jam out on every kind of music. I mean, we could go from rap to country to neo soul. We can listen to every type of music. And isn't that the kind of kids we want to raise?
Absolutely. And that's culture. Like, we want our children to be cultured. We don't want them to only know or only listen to this, and they'll have preferences, obviously, and that's fine. But it expose them to other cultures.
When I graduated from college and I was working on my first real job. It was like three of us. It's like a friendship of three. It was me, a white girl, and another girl, all good friends. We were going into work and we had one goal in mind, and our goal was getting paid. Our goal was, we are going to go to President's Club. We are going to be exactly the best. We are going to be the best that we can be at this job. We are going to do our thing. So it was two black girls and a white girl. And our white friend was in love with a black man. She grew up in Boston, and we loved her. I mean, she would smoke her cigarette hard. I just remember her smoking that cigarette so hard. I was like, girl, you're going to choke up. But anyway, she made a decision to marry this man and be with him. And her family cut her completely off. Never talked to her, never met the grandchild, cut her completely off.
That's so sad.
And we were like, is that in real life? Like, we couldn't believe that they were that mad.
Scared.
At an interracial relationship. Now, this was in the 90s.
Yeah, they're scared. They're scared.
And I'm like, girl, first of all, there are going to be some pretty babies. Second of all, how are you that mad? Like, I don't understand.
We wouldn't. Mm-hmm. Like, we wouldn't understand. We'll never understand racism because we're not white.
But can I be perfectly honest with you? They are white and they don't understand it. The Bible says my people perish due to lack of knowledge. If you had your facts straight, you would understand it. They don't understand it. That is not a behavior you're born with. Racism is a learned behavior.
I mean, I do think it definitely gets passed down. I also think that in order for people to heal from whatever trauma they've experienced, they have to acknowledge the trauma happened. So we can't sweep under the rug that there weren't, crimes against humanity and atrocities when it came to slavery.
Because you know there were only 3 nations that did not want to recognize those crimes against humanity.
Can't sweep it under the rug. Correct. And then expect to heal from it and be like, oh, that didn't happen. It did happen, but not, and like acknowledge that it happened. And now let's move forward and make change. And one of the things you can do as parents is be the change. Like, you know, learn about the true history, teach it to your kids, and not in a way like you're bad, you're wrong because your skin color is different. No, but it's history.
And control the narrative, because again, parents think that their kids don't hear what they say. Parents think that, oh, she's upstairs, she ain't listening, she's with her friends. They hear everything you're saying. So if you're sitting there talking about Black people, or if you're sitting there talking about Asian people, or you're sitting there talking about white people, because it goes both ways.
It does.
If you're sitting there talking about white people and you're talking about this person did this or this person did that, the kids hear it and they keep it and they know it. And I don't think it's right to teach kids how to hate other people.
I don't think that's right. I do think with our children, though, it's important that we teach them to recognize when it's happening to them.
Oh, 100%.
You understand? Because we're raising our children in this world right now, and they have to be able to recognize that when someone's is treating them unfairly and is being unkind to them because of the color of their skin,
or because of the person they love. I'm going to equate this in whatever. I'm going to go back to the LGBT community on this, because recognize when somebody's not treating you fair because of the person that you decided to love, just as well as you recognize them for the color of your skin. Because you get to love who you want to love, and you get to flourish in whatever color skin you're in, because we didn't get to decide what we were going to be. God knew what we were going to be before we came out.
Right.
So I just wanted to add that into it, because there's more things to be racist about instead of just your skin color.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Discriminate against people. Yes. Against. Absolutely. But I think the point I want to make is, like, for our children is, like, we want to, you know, help them integrate. Right. But they also need to identify when they're being treated poorly because of their skin. White people don't have to deal with that. They don't have to worry. They don't have to deal with that. They don't have to teach their kids that kind of stuff. When everything happened with George Floyd back in 2020, one of my friends, and she's a white woman, and I love her, and I don't need to say that, but I do. She called me and she was like, "Is this real? Like, are Black men profiled like this? Does this really happen?" And I'm not talking about George Floyd. I'm talking about in general, what we have to teach our kids. Understand my point? And see, we have to teach our kids differently than others.
And a statement like that means, like, when somebody says that to me, I'm kind of like, well, where you been? Hell yeah, it's real. This shit been happening forever.
But it's not real to them. Yeah, it's not real to them, because that's not they don't live that life.
But I think that is what gets me, because they're living that life in Minnesota. They're living that life when they're shooting white people on the streets. Now, I mean, you know, and again, the best lesson is a bought lesson, but you know, we can pretend that we don't know, but we know. We know what other people go through. Like right now, we know what the Latin community is going through right now. We know. Mm-hmm. We can't sit around and act like we don't know. Whether we're friends with them or not, we can say, oh yeah, they pay taxes, so that shouldn't be happening to them. Well, it fucking is. Like, right, it is.
And they're human beings.
Mm-hmm. And they're people that we love. And they're people that we invite to dinner. And they're people that have become best friends with us. And they're people that have become family with us. And I think this is why having a conversation on multicultural friendships is important, because when that ball gets tossed to you, who you gonna choose? You gonna stand up for your friend, or you gonna throw them under the bus?
And then how do you nurture it too? Like, you need to nurture that friendship.
Just like you do a plant, you gotta water it.
Yeah, you gotta nurture that friendship.
You gotta water it. You gotta check on them. You gotta see how they're doing. You gotta see what's going on. And I think that we need to get off the reason What is the reason why black men like white women? What is the reason why black women are marrying black men? What is the reason why black men like Asian women? What is the reason why Latinos date? Who gives a shit?
Nobody.
Who cares?
You like who you like. You just like who
you like who you like.
Why can't it just be
if
that
you're
simple?
Somewhere
you just like
and
who
you
you
see
like.
somebody and you're like,
You just like who you like.
What you gonna be like? Oh, he ain't fine because he white. Yes, he's fine.
If I could count the number of times
Yes,
people
he's
have
fine.
asked me the question, so what do you consider yourself? Huh? And so since you're biracial, do you date white guys and black guys, or like do you prefer one over the other? Why do you care?
Why haven't I been with you when they ask
Why
that?
do you? That'd be amazing. Can we please let that happen?
I wish I was with you when they asked that.
I'm just like, does it matter?
I would be like, what?
Does it even matter?
But it's almost like asking. It's almost like asking, and I hate to. Yeah, it's almost like asking the black girl why she's got a face full of freckles.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you got that question.
Yeah, it's like, are you sure you're black? Well, last time I checked.
And I've had somebody.
Are you sure you don't have nothing in you? It's because of the freckles. You don't have anything in you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, no, because we come in every shade.
My ex has freckles.
We come in every shade.
Yeah.
I mean, we are that Crayola box. We come in every shade. And not every shade of us is angry or bitter.
You probably should say that again.
Yeah, not every shade of us is angry and bitter.
It's
like,
so,
right? Like get the stigmatism off.
Yeah.
Get the stigmatism off, because like I always tell my friend, and she laughs. I'm like, girl, every girl need a best black friend. Every girl needs a best black friend. Every girl needs a best black friend, because the black friend is gonna be like, why you got that hair like that? Why are they wearing that? Come on now, we got to do better. It's like when you say, you have a gay best friend, you also need a really good black friend, because your black friend's gonna keep you in line.
Mm-hmm.
She can keep you in line.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different perspective on.
But do you think it's because you have a black friend, or do you think it's the way that black friend grew up? Because maybe you have a white friend or a Latina friend. And here's
I have Latina friends
that will tell you the truth. Maybe it's the way they grew up. But hold on. So here's where it gets gray for me, right? So we talk about black and white, and then we talk about Latina. But to me, that's like skin color, ethnicity. You see what I'm saying? That's why it doesn't make sense to me. We're saying skin color, ethnicity. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do get what you're saying.
Because there are Latinas and Latinos who are light as me, lighter than me, darker than me, curlier hair than me. You know what I mean? So it's like, and maybe I'm confused, and some of y'all can help me with this, because the race thing doesn't make sense to me, because we have ethnicities, and within those ethnicities we have lighter and darker complected people. And so we're
South Africans are black,
right? So we're
South
breaking
Africans are black,
and white. Mm-hmm. So we're breaking down ethnicity to the color of it. It's very.
But let's go back. Let's go way back in the day, when there used to be the light-skinned girl didn't like the dark-skinned girl, or the light-skinned South African didn't like the dark-skinned South African. There's no skin color that is better than the other, right? There's no skin color in my eyes that are prettier than the other.
Exactly.
I think that you are as beautiful as you feel. I don't think that you should condemn yourself for whatever skin color you are. I don't think you should condemn yourself for whatever weight you are. I don't think you can condemn yourself for how you was raised. I think that we need to teach our people and our children to love each other where they're at, right? Mm-hmm. If my daughter comes home, and my daughter did come home with friends of every flipping color, I don't care. I'm going to welcome them into my house. I'm going to, did you meet her? Do you know her parents?
I mean, I applaud that. I think that's fantastic. That's what it should be.
That's the way my house has been forever. And if you know me, you know that. If you know me, you know that. If you know where I've come from, you know those things. I don't tolerate disrespect about my race. I don't like that. But I think that we need to get over this. We are not living in the era of roots anymore. We need to get over this. I mean, we do. We need to figure out how to work this out. It's like I'm thinking about this because we were in church yesterday, and when the pastor said Jesus already knew they were going to betray him, we already know what it is. I don't have to explain my life as a black woman to my white friends. Y'all already know what it is. Act as clueless as you want to. You might be able to ask me some.
Girl,
You might be able to ask me some. You might be able to ask me some questions. Like you can ask me about my hair, but don't touch it. You can ask me about some other shit, but y'all fucking know. It.
I don't think they do.
I think they do.
I don't think they know. I don't think they know. I don't think they know
what
it's like.
So what happens when somebody says, "Oh, I'm not racist. I have a black friend,"
and I don't see color?
You see something?
Yeah. The system is set up for them to be racist.
Well,
it's deep.
Well, then that's why we're having this show, to have a new system.
Yeah.
Like, right? We're having this show to have a new system. Like, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that Erica Kirk is crying about, but can we shout out Druski for he did so good.
Well, I'm gonna be,
his makeup was good.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I saw Druski for sure, but I've never seen Erica Kirk. I've never watched her before. So when I was watching something today and it showed him, and then it showed her, and I was like, oh,
he did good.
So now I understand why he kept looking into the camera with those piercing blue eyes. I was like, oh, now I understand why he was doing that.
But do you not remember? Did you ever watch the movie White Girls?
Mm-hmm.
When they're
making
my way downtown.
With the Wayans.
Yes. Oh my God.
I like that song.
Oh my God. And their makeup.
I like that song,
and they change clothes every scene.
Yeah.
That's all he did. And we can't. Come on, let the comedians be comedians. It was a joke, right? And you should be able to take a joke. Like, but he killed it.
I mean,
he killed it down to the cappuccino with the dog.
Like, I think it's protected under the under free speech, and it was a parody. So I think he's good.
I think he should be good because he did great.
So what is her lawsuit? Like, what is she trying to say?
She's just mad. She's like, well, she's just mad. Like, she can't, I can't wear blackface. Well,
no, you can't, because the historical context between a white face and a black face is not the same.
Again, my people perish due to lack of knowledge. It's
not the same.
Again,
and I'm not saying it's not the same.
Again, if you feel like you're the smartest person in the room, you need a new room.
Yeah, you need a room.
You need a new room. She just might need a new room. Like, right? Like, we don't want to hear the whining and the crying. I mean, it is what it is. It's a joke.
And he's a comedian. But you know why it hurts? Because the truth hurts. The truth hurts. And I'm not saying anything about her, but I am telling you the truth hurts. When the mirror is held up, the truth hurts.
And the suit and the wave was that shit was so funny.
No, after I saw it, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
He had his nose like it. It was like, it was good. It was good. But whatever. I mean, I bet she got a black friend.
I don't think so.
If she doesn't have one black friend,
I don't think she does.
Wow.
I don't think she does. I don't know. Like I said, I just saw her today for the first time, or yesterday for the first time. I've never seen her. I've never Googled her. I've never looked her up. I've never done any of those things. So when I saw the skit,
I think that's great. Don't give her the follow.
And then it's not
give us the follow and the like. Don't give her the follow and the like.
Like, follow and share. Like, follow and share.
Like, follow and share.
Like, follow and share. But yes. I mean,
okay,
not,
yeah. It Druski, not her.
It literally is. I really try to protect my peace and the information that I like bring into my life. It's more about like raising my kids, and you and I having conversations and doing the pickup line. Like, how can we help, single moms and parents, like, raise, amazing children. That's the kind of stuff I look at. So I had never looked at her before until that whole thing came out. So yeah.
Oh my God. That is some funny shit. How do you want your cappuccino?
Well, I didn't see that one. I saw
Oh my
him where he
God,
came on the
was he had a
stage.
dog on his
I
lap?
saw when he came on the
He
stage.
was like, "And the dog, I have a cappuccino too."
I mean, being made fun of by a comedian is actually the highest level of compliment.
Well, shit, she can't tell.
So that's a compliment.
She can't tell, but they always trying to sue. Just countersue. Just countersue. That is some funny shit. Just countersue. Just countersue. But anyway.
Yeah, we got to do better with our children. We just got to like teach. So when my daughters were younger and they would like have little crushes on boys like in preschool and kindergarten, and I would always be like, okay, does he love God? Is he kind to you? Is he intelligent?
God. Like, can somebody give her like some classical music for
like
this?
the
Because I didn't ask none of those questions.
Those are things. But my point is, I didn't say, was he white? Is he black? Is he like? I didn't ask those questions.
I ain't asked none of them questions.
Well,
when my kids came home, I didn't. I was in. And I'm a Christian,
and it still worked out. It still worked out. Your kids are amazing.
But I think I already knew.
You already knew what?
I knew that my son was probably not going to marry a black girl. I knew that my daughter, I really didn't know what Mariah was going to do.
But that's
environmental. And I don't know what Gracie going to do.
But that's environmental, right? Because you think about how he grew up. You think about the schools he went to. You think about...
he's dated black girls.
I know he has, but think about who he is around mostly. I think it's environmental, and I think it's who you're attracted to as well, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that plays a part in it,
Mm-hmm. I knew everybody was going to marry out of their race, whether it was Italian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, something. I don't
know what my girls are going to do.
Yeah, I still, I knew it was going to be, I just know that I'm going to have some pretty grandkids. Like, I know that I'm like.
I just want them to be with somebody, like I said.
I never cared. I was always like, do you love my daughter? Do you love my son? Are you going to be down? Are you, welcome to the family? Because like sometimes in our family, when we have barbecues and shit, we have arguments. Just be ready.
I was just going to say, like, we play spades. Stuff that's different. That might be different.
Yeah, we fry fish. We play spades. We are black people. Like, right? Like, be ready to dance and skate in the kitchen. These are things that happen. Mm-hmm. And all my neighbors come over, and not all my neighbors are black, and they skate and dance in the kitchen with us. They drink with us. They eat fried fish with us. My best friend can make collard greens just like, it's crazy. But I never cared the color of the skin for whoever my kids married. I didn't care.
Yeah,
I didn't care. I tried to set them up a couple times too, and they was like, "Yeah."
Did you?
Yeah. They was like, "Don't ever do that again." They were like,
"We need somebody to set us up."
You stupid.
That's what needs to happen. If we're being honest.
Oh my God, that is so funny. This is gonna be The Bachelor at what age?
It doesn't matter.
I ain't going on the damn Golden Bachelor.
Wait, is that a thing? No, of course I'm not going to go on a show.
What? You didn't know it was a show called The Golden Bachelor?
I'm not going on any shows. This is the only show that anybody needs to watch.
So let's talk about this as a whole nother show.
What's the age?
Did you not know there was a Golden Bachelor?
What's the age?
I don't know the age for the Golden Bachelor, but we about to find out.
Oh, we're not old enough.
Hey, we can't go on the Golden Bachelor.
We can't go on the Golden Bachelor.
Yeah, and you get a prize, and you get a prize, and you get a prize. Yeah, we're too young for the Golden Bachelor. Good Lord, thank you, Jesus. Whew, he always works it out, don't he?
We're in that little middle spot.
Uh-huh. Okay, so let me ask you this. At this point in time in your life right now, are you open to dating somebody in a different race or ethnicity, as you call it, or culture?
Yeah.
Okay. Which would you prefer?
I would prefer someone who is driven, loves God, has direction in life, is honest, can communicate, likes to travel. Like, that's what I would prefer.
No choice of race?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
What about you?
I mean, I don't know. I just.
Have you ever dated somebody that's not? Have you ever dated a white guy or a
Yeah.
Latino guy or anything?
Yeah. I've dated a white guy.
Mm.
Yeah, I have. He was fine as hell too.
That must have been that was before me.
He was
Not that we dated. I'm just saying before we met. Let me clear that up.
Hello.
Before we met.
We're friends.
Right.
We're friends. Yeah, I did. I dated a white guy before.
There's this guy that
I remember him saying to me, "Oh, my family would love you." I'm like, "Well, hello, I'm
Duh.
sure." Yeah. Like, no, I never even thought about that. Like, but those are things that I wouldn't think about if I was dating somebody. But I did date a white guy. Would I date a white guy again? Yeah, absolutely.
But those are the things I would think about if I was dating someone else, because you do have to kind of think about, now that we're older, we know this now, is think about like their family and like how influential is their family on this person that I'm dating. If, he's,
that would be,
I think ideally I should date another biracial person. That would be ideal for me.
That is so funny because I don't even like, I feel like America has become such a melting pot. Mm-hmm. Everybody's damn biracial almost. I feel like that's the reason why they're so scared, is because everybody's biracial. Mm-hmm. Right? So like I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. I think the percentage of biracial children is growing.
For sure.
I think the percentage of America becoming a melting pot is growing.
Brown.
And I think that's the fear that people are having, that America is going into a different direction. And I'm okay with that because, I mean, I'm a freckle-faced Black woman. I would date anybody. Not anybody, but I'm not desperate. I'm just saying I would date you if you're Black, white, Latino. I mean, I don't care. If this is the thing, and this is what I want young women to understand. If you're at home and you're single because you don't want to date somebody of your race, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. If you're a beautiful Black woman and you can't find, your Mandingo, screw that. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Like, if you can't find him and baby ain't walking in checking for you, check for somebody else. Right? If you are a pretty white girl and you looking good and you keeping it tight and you like doing your squats and don't nobody Black want to date you, don't nobody white want to date you, go somewhere else.
Right.
Because somebody else will appreciate you. Somebody else, like, I feel like God has somebody for everybody. You just got to wait patiently. Right? So that ex-boyfriend you had, or that boyfriend you had, and he left you, he may not be what God had for you. It may be a blessing that he's gone. Mm-hmm. And then once he leaves and you find out he cheated on everybody he dated and he was an asshole and you missed it, then you thank God for dodging a bullet. But everybody, they're like, there's so many single women. If you're single and you're in Atlanta and it's because most of the men want men, then move the fuck out of Atlanta. Like, right? And then travel. Go somewhere else. Don't be in a demographic where you're not wanted. Figure it out. I'm not saying travel alone. I'm saying, go with a bunch of your girlfriends. Try a new city. Go somewhere in the Midwest. We have 50 whole fucking states. Pick one. You might meet a cowboy in Montana.
Puerto Rico.
You might meet a cowboy in Montana.
Right.
With his hat on. How you doing, ma'am?
I could live on a farm.
What? When I tell you, listen, Boaz met Ruth. And you gotta just trust God with your situation. Doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter. It's a whole lot of women that are single and they're like, oh, I can't find anybody to date. I'm going to get on this dating app. I'm going to get on that dating app. How about you get on God's dating app?
You know what's so crazy? And I hope this comes out the right way. And if it doesn't, whatever. But think about this. People who are like racist and have things about people of different cultures and ethnicities and colors, they're basically saying that God made mistakes.
And they're also saying, I don't love a little brown sugar. And that's a lie.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
you know, you can't be a Christian and be like racist or prejudiced against other people, because then you're like, God made a mistake.
I'm just tell you what my grandma used to tell me all the time. Everybody loves a little brown sugar.
I just love that every time we have an episode, your grandmother has a saying.
She does. She should be here on the show with us. Because
she is on the show with us.
I'm telling you right now, find your niche. Try another niche. Like Joe Osteen said all the time, if you take the same route to work every day, try a new route. Mm-hmm. Try a new route. If you go get 31 flavors and you always eating strawberry, try a new flavor. Try a new flavor. It cannot hurt. And I don't want black men saying, I don't want to date black women because they're mad and angry and they're always hit dogs holler. I don't want white men saying, I don't like black women, or I don't like these. Y'all like all women. Like I will tell you this. The father of my kids told me this one time, and I will listen to it forever.
Oh, yeah.
Men like anything. He said, Mari, do not listen when they say, I don't like a weave. I don't like a fake booty. I don't like white women. I don't like black women. Men like anything. It's the timing. Mm-hmm. They like who they like at that time. And I believe that. So, I mean, let's get over the stigmatism of we can all be friends. We can all get along.
As long as we can appreciate each other's like differences. Like,
what does it say? One nation indivisible to God. Exactly. Exactly. Indivisible. And that's what we should be. We should be who we are. Right?
Yeah.
You should come over and eat my collard greens, and I should come over and eat your Italian food.
My baked ziti's amazing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. I think that we should all agree to disagree on whatever. And I think we should all teach our kids to love whoever. When they come in the house and they have them babies, y'all loving the cute mixed babies, but y'all don't like black people. That's just stupid. Like, that's stupid. You don't like white people. You don't like black people. What do you like? What do you like?
Those are just insecurities that people are carrying around with
them. And
it's
old.
It's super old.
It's like we're going to close the books on that.
Yeah.
Let's close the books on that.
We close the books on that by teaching our children.
Let's close the books on that.
We teach our children to appreciate other people and their cultures and not talking down to them, and, you know, like, welcome other people.
And love.
That's how we do it.
Love who loves you. Quit running around loving or trying to manipulate love. Love the person that loves you. That goes a long way. Mm-hmm. If it's the nerdy boy at school or the guy that you never thought you were going to like, love who loves you.
I love a good nerd.
What?
I do. I love nerds. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, yeah.
Love who loves you. If that nerd loves you, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Until next week.
Yes.
Like and follow. Like and follow.
And share.
And share.
If this episode speaks to you and anyone that you know, share the episode.
Mm-hmm. And hashtag no bullying.